Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. Oh, speaking of backyards. Oh, I love these photographs because they're so sweet. They're so Canadian. They're so perfect. Okay. So this one's called Horse.
Oh, yeah.
And so there are these two. Okay. So first of all, the field, the background, it's not a field, but just the sort of the environment,
like a wood.
Yeah, is just there's green. It looks like a summer green. So some low trees, high grasses, and there are two horses. The one in the background, it's like the medium shot. So the horse is in pretty good size within the photograph. One is all white, and one is all brown with a black mane. The brown and the black mane is a little larger. And I see two people in the photograph. I can't tell who they are because they are wearing helmets and glasses. Yeah. So, I mean, please decode this photo.
So I'm undercover. It's me and my kid.
Okay. Okay.
So that was last summer. I think it was September. It might have been August. So it was very toasty warm out. And we went on horseback riding. There's a lot of different trails around us. I wish I owned the horse, but I don't. We just went to one of the places that does horseback trail riding. I used to ride horses when I was younger, when my uncle lived in the area. He had a horse farm. So.
Oh, wow.
Loved riding horses. And my sister, she was taking care of a horse before, and so she would take my kid to go visit her horse a lot too. So we both have always loved horses. Not so much my husband. I got him on a horse once. He says he's never going back on. But that's all right.
Is this riding here under the kind of the frame, the umbrella of like therapeutic riding, or is it just you're just riding?
We were just riding. We went on a private trail ride. So we had a guide that was guiding us through the trail ride. But you're right. There are a lot of therapeutic benefits of horse riding.
For sure.
And I've looked into it. The problem was that each time I'd remember to look into it, the classes would be full.
Okay. The plight of the parent.
They do fill up. Yes. But it's always a lot easier just to get in for a one-off trip. And actually, my kid has been bugging me again to book another horse ride. And I'm like, yes, I will. And it was gorgeous. It was a really nice day. It wasn't too humid. And we had a really fun time out. And the guide was really nice. And my kid was talking to my guide about what does the horse do this and that. And just, it was really cool.
What's the thread that you would tie from the first image of the portrait, the second image of you speaking about your first book in that like sort of that hall, and then the second image of you and your husband closer than you normally spend time together, and then this image. So like if there is a narrative, right? Like if there is a kind of a story that connects.
Of course there's a connection. It's things I love.
Okay. Okay.
That's the short, sweet answer. Things I love.
Chasing your dopamine.
Yes, exactly. Chasing my dopamine. It always comes back to that.
Nice.
So I love my family. I love speaking. I love writing. I love to follow my dopamine.
So how do you transpose and guide your son to follow and find his dopamine, even though that concept is not necessarily one that he would articulate himself?
Oh, so he's super verbal.
Okay.
He never shuts up, actually. Because some kids are nonverbal,
right.
Or non-vocal. That's a new phrase that somebody had told me, which I thought was really cool. So non-vocal is they're not using words,
right, but
they're still expressing themselves in different ways. So I thought that was super cool, because body language is a whole other language, really. So anyways, I wanted to share that because I thought that was cool when I learned it. But no, he is definitely a big follow your dopamine kind of guy too. He's an artist, so if he's in the art zone, it's like you can't even say anything to him because he's doing art.
Hmm.
And so he's actually sold his art for the last few years to help raise money for his service dog, which we got a few years ago.
Nice.
And he gained a little following. So every year I take all his art, well, not all of it, but we pick the best 12 pictures. We come up with a calendar, and he sells the calendar.
Oh, excellent.
And recently, he has been, he had this math project that he had to do this year, and it was create like a Dragon's Den presentation. And he came up with this business idea that I thought was amazing. And I was like, hey, you could really do that. Because I love my kid and I want to believe he can do anything in the whole wide world, but I really just don't see him working for somebody else 40 hours a week.
Hmm.
I can't even do that. I've done it and it's just like it sucks the life out of you. So I get it. So when he came up with this idea, I was like, wow, that's amazing. You could turn this into a real business. Like I'll help you turn this into a real business, because even though he's only 15, why can't he run his own business? There's no reason he can't. And if I can set him up now for the future, that's golden as any parent, especially as one of a kid with a disability. Like you worry about them when they get older. So the business idea, keep you all in suspense. So the business idea is gender reveal boxes for the transgender community.
Okay.
And he came up with that idea and then said in each box, they'll get like whatever little goodies, magnets, buttons, whatever.
Hmm.
And there'll be a little sheet, a little info sheet that they can share with their friends and family of how to best support them.
Hmm. Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, that's amazing. And because people like to party, and when you come out as a different gender, should be a big celebration. It should be you're coming to embrace yourself.
Sure.
Bring it on back to that first picture, to embrace yourself. And yeah, so we came up with that, and we're in the process right now of launching the website for it. It's called Accepting You. It'll be at acceptingyou.ca.
Okay, great.
And he's even got the business cards in. We're getting the first products. Magnets and buttons are the first products that have been designed, and we're waiting for the actual product in hand. But yeah, it's coming along really nicely. We were hoping to launch it in June because it's Pride Month, but
yeah,
I mean, we still have a few weeks left of June, but I don't think it's going to be fully done this month, but it'll be a soft launch this month.
I think somebody who listens to you, and when I listen to you, there's something entrepreneurial about being an author, right? About sitting there,
yes.
And maybe nonfiction is the more entrepreneurial sort of approach. I don't know. That's maybe, but just listening to how you express yourself and your energy, and even here, just being so supportive of your son to kind of go, oh yeah, let's make this, let's put it together, and just being activated to kind of just do it. Like, good for you. I mean, like, this is exactly what makes me happy about the podcast, is meeting people who are like that, who say, well, you know what, let's just do it.
Well, that's how we roll. Let's just do it. I mean, you only live once, right? So my husband likes to say, go big or go home.
That's fantastic. So, okay, like, I want to give you the last couple of minutes, because it's already been an hour, which is just astounding. Is that fun? I love it.
Time flies.
So how about you just take us on a ride, take us on an adventure, take us to school. How else do we inspire a listener to kind of go, okay, well, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to write that book or start that company or whatever. So I don't even know if that's a question, but how would you answer that?
It's a question. It can be a question. I would say something probably like, why not?
Okay.
Right? Like, and that seems like such a simple answer, but when you pose that question to people and say, well, why not? Why not now? Why won't you do it? It gets them thinking about all of the reasons why they shouldn't do it. And oftentimes they're not very good reasons. The most common reason is, well, I have to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody said that you have to quit whatever job you're doing now to go pursue it. You can start a business while still working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot more work, but it's possible. And the goal is obviously to then quit that job and focus fully on the business. But I get it. We got to pay our bills. And that's how I started. I started just slowly, and I still work part-time in an office because I got to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm building my empire, I'm still able to provide the things that I need to provide for the household. And then the other biggest thing is, well, I don't have the time. Well, you're never going to find the time. There's never going to be the perfect time to start a business. There's never going to be a perfect time to write the book, never a perfect time to have that baby. Like that's what it comes down to. But if it's something that you have always wanted to do, then by saying I don't have the time, all you're doing is wasting the time that you do have, because we never know how long we have.
Right. And what about this idea that time isn't something that you have, it's something that you make. So you make time for something.
I have heard that. I'm not a big fan of that expression, simply because when I'm dealing with, say, my kid, or even when I'm having a bad day and I'm depressed,
okay,
I can't make time. My mental state won't let me make time. Or if my kid needs me, I can't make time. So yeah, he's 15, and most days he's cool with saying, oh yeah, I'm going to play video games. You go do what you want. Like, he's upstairs right now playing video games. And when I go upstairs, we'll do some homework. But there are days when he's having a bad day and he wants mom. And that's totally fine. So if I have things planned that, I think, okay, I need to get the next chapter of this book edited because I've put it in my schedule and I've made time, because that's what they tell you, schedule it. But if something comes up,
sure,
then something else comes up and it's more important. And that's fine. So I'm not a big fan of the make time.
Okay.
In that way. But yeah, you do have to put it on your to-do list.
Okay.
If it's not there, it's never going to get done. And if you are a type of person who can make time, then all the more power to you. Do it. I'm the kind of person that if it's on my to-do list, it'll get done. It just might not get done on your schedule, but it'll get done on mine.
Oh, Randi-Lee. You're the first Randi-Lee I've ever met. Well done, you.
Oh, excellent. Yay, Mom.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This has been really great, and have a fantastic summer, fellow Canadian.
Thank you. I know it's warming up now. It's great, isn't it?
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.